The last part of creative reading is the in-class activity. So to get to that material, you move over and select creative reading. Once you come to the material, you can begin. Now, one thing to note is that each in-class activity will be different. And so to know how to lead that, you always need to refer to the teacher's guide. So I have that in front of me, and I will use it to walk you through these steps. So the first thing that you want to do is to cover the directions and topic with students. So you'd go ahead and read that to students. So students from the story are going on a field trip to the Olson farm. Where do you want to go on a field trip? So point that out. Where do you want to go on a field trip? And how do you get there and what do you want to do? Draw a picture and present it to the class. So how do we get there? And what will we do? At this point, we should probably brainstorm with students because it will be a little bit difficult for them to have some ideas on their own. So using the Blackboard function, you can brainstorm with students. So you might want to start them off by giving them an example of your own. So on a field trip, I want to go to the zoo. So go ahead, write that on the board, and then ask them what they would like to do. Maybe some students will say Lotte World, or they might say the beach. You can make a whole list with students. After that, you want to ask them what are some ways that we can go there. So we could refer to the story. We could say, how did the class get there? They could say a bus. And then maybe you can ask them, what are other ways? They could say car. They could say a plane. And just keep making that list with students. After you've brainstormed with them, we then need to give them specific instructions about what to do. So the best way to give instructions, especially to lower levels, is to show them. So I'll go ahead and draw my example to clearly communicate to students. So by drawing a picture of what I would like to do, the students will now know that they need to draw where they will go on their field trip, as well as how they will get there. So now that they know what to do, they need to understand how to fill in these blanks. So we did a great job at color coding on the Blackboard, so we can just simply show students that. So they can write where they will go, and they can use the red words. And how they will get there, we did those in blue. And finally, you can walk around the classroom and help students fill in this last blank, and that is very manageable. And if we just look back at the Blackboard, we can see that it's all color-coded for them. And after you've given students time, then they would stand up and present what they would like to do. So for this part, I would estimate that students need about 10 to 15 minutes to do their activity as well as share it with the class. And again, one last thing to keep in mind is that every level will be different. So the higher levels will be a little bit more academic, and the lower levels you'll definitely need to give a lot of advice to. And with that, you've completed creative reading.